So Brett Favre is one of the great football players of all time. He spent 16 seasons as the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. But we talked to him for about an hour for Tucker Carlson today. Not much about football. He talked a lot about his relationship with his father and how his dad motivated him to have one of the best games of his life in death. Watch.
So me and my brother, my older brother Scott, we're 2 years apart. I'm guessing we were probably, he was 12, say I'm 9 or 10. So we lived on a half-a-mile dirt road, one way in, one way out. No neighbors anywhere remotely close, several miles away. So for whatever reason, we didn't ride bikes a lot, but this one particular day we were riding down a gravel road. And I got if you rode bikes as a kid, you probably got your pants leg caught in the chain at some point. So I got my pants leg caught in the chain and it kind of wrapped up pretty good. And so we're trying to get it out, me and my brother Scott. So my dad comes driving down the road from home going out. You could hear the truck coming, you see the dust, and he stops. And I was telling you the truth. The passenger window, there was no passenger window, and the door was held shut or somewhat shut with an extension cord. So he pulls up, he looks out the window and he says, "What are y'all doing?" So I'm riding bikes, my pants leg got caught in the chain. Will you help me get it out? Oh, hell, I ain't got time for that. So he takes off. He gets about 50 to 100 yards down the road, and I do that. And all of a sudden, brake lights, you see the brake lights and you see the truck stopping, gravel's flying, and he hits it in reverse and starts coming back. And my brother Scott says, "You better run." Well, keep in mind, I got my pants leg caught in the chain and I'm not running anywhere. So I'm trying to hop into the woods. Needless to say, it was the last time I flipped anyone off for a long time. And this is the God's honest truth. I told my dad that I only did that because I saw people do it when they were mad at other people. He didn't buy it.
Like you didn't even know what it meant.
I didn't know what it meant. I just knew that people did it when they were pissed. So it was quite a bit longer before I ever did that again. But that was my dad. He was, again, if he would have, there was very little compassion. And if my dad would have said to me, "Son, I love you," I would have thought, "Dad, are you okay? You got fever?" But I knew he loved me in his weird sort of way.
When he died, famously, suddenly, you played one of the best games of your life the next day.
I would say it was the best game. Statistically speaking, I don't think anyone can argue, just first half alone. When I left the game after 20 years, and I don't say this braggingly, I had every passing record, good and bad, that you could possibly own. Now, since they've all been passed. But I say that only because only once in my career, I think once, maybe twice, did I throw for 400 yards ever. Now, guys do it all the time. Now, at one time, I had the yardage passing record, but it wasn't because I was throwing for 400 and 500 yards a game. At halftime of this game, I had 399 yards. Guys do it all the time now. But for me, in the way I played, that was nothing short of a miracle. And 4 touchdowns at the end of the first half. So I could have ended the game right there with better statistics than I'd had in any other full game in my career.
The day after your father died?
The day after.
How'd you do that?
Well, it was the hardest thing that I ever had to do. There was a lot of talk prior to the game on whether or not I would play, speculation. Meanwhile, at the hotel in Oakland, I knew I was going to play because that's what my dad would have wanted me to do. And the people who knew my dad and the way that he carried himself all understood. Like, you better play in that game. I mean, I could just hear him. Don't you sit out for this.
Brett Favre, good guy, interesting guy. You can watch the entire conversation tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. on Fox Nation.